14 victims have officially been identified from the Louisville UPS plane crash last week. Clarksville police are on the lookout for a 16-year-old runaway, and a third teenager has been arrested for the alleged shooting that took place on Sunday night.
We'll have all that and more on this episode of APSU TV News.
Welcome back to your APSU TV News. I'm Jazmin Logan.
And I'm Kaleb Scott. The people of Kentucky are still devastated following the UPS cargo plane crash in Louisville last Thursday. There have been 14 confirmed victims as the search concludes, with families being notified and trying to find closure in the situation. Alexis Matthews has more insight at the crash scene.
Just over a week after a UPS cargo plane crashed in Louisville, on Wednesday, the Jefferson County coroner released the names of all 14 victims, their ages ranging from 3 years old to 65.
I think there's almost a sense of relief that now we feel like we have all of them.
Coroner Joanne Farmer and her team heartbroken at this tragedy. They had the unthinkable task of giving families closure, notifying them that they have positively identified their loved ones.
That's where I think our emotions start to rise at that point, because the search is not completely over, but primarily over. And I had a family member ask me yesterday, how do you ever get used to this? And I said, I don't.
Farmer says the identification process concluded just 24 hours prior. All 14 victims were identified through DNA, some by also using dental records and others the use of medical records. And while crews are still going through the debris, leaders do not believe there are any more people to recover. And they're remembering the lives lost too soon by honoring how they lived.
I've heard it said that everyone dies twice. Once when you take your last breath, and again when your name is spoken for the last time. So as we hear these names today, let's never forget their lives, their laughter, their love, and all that they meant to those around them and to our entire city.
The Clarksville Police Department is asking for help locating 16-year-old Elijah Replogle, who was last seen November 5th around 4 p.m. at his home in R.D. Manning Road. He was reported spotted early the next morning at the GameStop in Governor Square Mall, where he attempted to sell a PlayStation VR headset. He is described as 5'5", about 120 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. Anyone with information is urged to call 911 or contact Detective Salazar at 931-648-0656.
Some Clarksville homeowners who have dealt with repeated flooding may soon be saying goodbye to their properties. Clarksville Now reports the city is offering to buy 6 homes in the Alberta Drive and Freestone Drive area, places that have been flooding for years. And in fact, one resident even nicknamed it Lake Alberta. Mayor Joe Pitts says the city made offers based on the home's appraised values. So far, 4 homeowners have agreed to sell, 1 declined, and 1 is still deciding. The city has not said if it plans to offer buyouts in other flood-prone neighborhoods like Woodstock, but officials say they are working on long-term flood control solutions there as well. Clarksville police have arrested a 3rd teenager in a deadly shooting. Officers say a 19-year-old man died in the gunfire on State Line Road Sunday night. Investigators say Sean Young turned himself in Monday evening. Young is now charged with homicide. 2 other teens, Quashawn Wingfield and Lamaya Edmondson, were already in custody. Wingfield is being charged with homicide, and Edmondson is facing conspiracy to commit aggravated robbery. When officers arrived on the scene, they found the teen with gunshot wounds. He was rushed to the hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Police are asking anyone with more information to contact them.
A house fire erupted Wednesday night in the 3800 block of Daly Road in Woodlawn, with flames first reported by a passerby around 7:55 p.m. 2 occupants escaped the home but suffered fire-related injuries and were airlifted by life flight to Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Multiple agencies, including Montgomery County Fire Service, EMS, the Rescue Squad, and the Sheriff's Office responded, and CEMC cut power to the structure and had the fire out by 9:15 p.m. A fire investigator was on scene to determine the cause. The residents' 3 dogs remain missing.
Montgomery County Commissioners have hit pause on a major rezoning proposal for the Dotsonville Road area. The commission voted during Monday night's meeting to defer the decision on an 86-acre property that developers hope to turn into a single-family neighborhood. The delay gives the developers and residents more time to address ongoing concerns about traffic, school capacities, and infrastructure. Commissioner John Gannon requested a delay until February, saying the developers want to work through those concerns before moving forward. If approved, the plan could allow up to 160 new homes in the Woodlawn-Dotsonville area, an area already seeing rapid growth. This proposal will return to the County Commission in February. Stay tuned for the Political Corner right after this break.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Welcome back to the Political Corner. I'm Alexis Hill. The 6-week government shutdown is over and the federal offices are reopening. Both houses reached an agreement on Monday and passed a bill that aimed to fund the government. Then on Wednesday, the House went into session for the first time this month to debate and vote on the funding package that was passed by the Senate. President Trump signed the bill into law Wednesday night. If anyone is wondering how long it'll take for everything to go back to normal, after the shutdown ends, Amy Kiley reports.
If the government reopens, how long will it take for things to get back to normal? Many are asking that question now that the shutdown appears close to ending. Today, the House is set to vote on a stopgap funding bill that's already through the Senate. The president is signaling he'd sign it. If that happens, officials say SNAP benefits could resume promptly.
It appears that we're on a glide path up in Washington where the SNAP benefits will be fully honored, hopefully by the end of this week.
That's likely a relief for the more than 40 million Americans who rely on SNAP for food.
I'm trying to do my best to shield my daughter from how concerned I am, but at the same time, she is seeing the difference in our cupboards. She's seeing the difference in her meals.
The timeline for air travel returning to normal is less certain. The FAA is still forcing flight cancellations due to air traffic controller shortages. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says they'd get 70% of their back pay within 48 hours of the government reopening. But
I'm concerned that we're not going to have on day one controllers come back into the towers right away.
Duffy says he'll rely on data to decide when the FAA can lift shutdown-related flight restrictions.
We're trying to manage risk in the system to make sure people fly and fly safely.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The Republican Party's position on abortion has shifted towards allowing the states to determine their own abortion laws. This is drastically different from the previous thoughts on banning it nationally. Now, Senate Republicans say they're open to extending a pot of Affordable Care Act funds that will expire at the end of the year. But this is only if Democrats accept stricter abortion restrictions on insurance plans. The parties are having issues reaching the bipartisan deal to extend ACA funding, which is designed to avoid major premium hikes next year for more than 20 million Americans. Currently, Democrats think that existing abortion rules under Obamacare is sufficient as is. If these funds are not extended by the end of the year, some people who are insured under Obamacare could see their bills go up by thousands of dollars per month. This raises concerns that millions will choose to go uninsured. Negotiations about institutions are expected soon after the government reopens, but there will be stricter rules on the Hyde Amendment. That amendment is what stops federal funding from being used for abortion. President Donald Trump says the Democrats who released Jeffrey Epstein's emails mentioning him were trying to bring up his ties to the late sex offender again because, quote, they'll do anything at all to deflect on how badly they've done, end quote. This was an inference to the government shutdown and the other key issues. The Associated Press reports Epstein wrote an email back in 2019 to a journalist saying Trump already knew about the girls. These documents were released on Wednesday. It is unclear what exactly Trump knew and whether or not it pertained to the late sex offender's crimes. Not long after the emails were released, the White House accused Democrats of leaking the emails just to smear the president. Here's what Representative Jazmin Crockett had to say.
It is showing that he was well aware and he was trying to cover his tracks at that point in time. And I think that that's what you saw from Jeffrey. Obviously, it'd be better if we could talk to Jeffrey today, but it was very interesting that ultimately Jeffrey Epstein died sitting in prison during Trump's administration.
Early voting started in Montgomery County for Tennessee's 7th Congressional District this Wednesday. Aftyn Behn, a Democratic state representative and former social worker from Nashville, secured her party's nomination in the special election on October 7th after a four-way primary. Meanwhile, Matt Van Epps, a Republican military veteran and former commissioner in Tennessee state government, won a crowded Republican primary field, aided by a late endorsement from President Donald Trump to become the GOP nominee. The general election on December 2nd puts these two against each other in a district-long consideration. Republican, but now viewed by many people as potential signal of broader national momentum. Behn champions progressive-leaning economic and social policies such as eliminating the state grocery tax and expanding reproductive rights, whereas Van Epps emphasizes veteran support, immigration enforcement, and alignment with the Americans First agenda. That's all for the Political Corner. We'll be back with the weather right after this.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
From the start of an Austin Peay student's journey, they expect more. They expect to gain real-world experiences to set them apart. They expect to pull their knowledge out of the classroom and into the field. So we give it to them. We give them the opportunity to learn the latest farming methods with professional farm equipment. They need to see how to use what they learn. So when our graduates look back, they'll see it all starts at Austin Peay.
Hey Hugh, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you guys today on this fine Friday?
I'm doing all right. You know, end of the week is nice. We're gonna get the nice weekend rolling out. How about you, Jazmin?
Same. I'm doing good, but looking forward to the weekend for sure.
You got some good weekend plans?
Definitely. You'll have to hear about it later.
Well, that would be fun to talk about because you see, weather. We've got Lots of temperatures for you across the country today. We're going to be talking about 5 right here. We got Los Angeles over there, over and out west. They're at 64 degrees today. We got 70 in Denver, 57 in Chicago, 70 in Atlanta, 51 in New York. Not quite cold yet across everything. Not as bad as we had earlier this week, but a good bit still. We're getting towards that fall weather. Now we're talking about Montgomery County weather, of course, 71 degrees. It's a nice day. Enjoy it before the year ends. You're not going to get many of these days left in 2025. So go out there and have fun with it while you can. Tonight we're going to have some clear skies. It'll drop only down to about 62 degrees. A little bit of wind, southwest coming from 6 miles an hour. No rain though. We had no rain this week, just some clear skies at night. And, you know, that's nice to hear. Today, Friday, of course, our high is 72. We have a low of 41 that happened this morning. Saturday, though, going to keep it 73. Then we're going to drop down to the 60s for a little bit for a couple days, Sunday and Monday, but it'll warm right back up to 72, but with a catch of a little bit of rain showers, so wear that raincoat. And that is all we have today for your local and national weather. APSU will be returning after this break with your campus sports.
From the start of an Austin Peay student's journey, they expect more. They expect to gain real-world experiences to set them apart. They expect to pull their knowledge out of the classroom and into the field. So we give it to them. We give them the opportunity to learn the latest farming methods with professional farm equipment. They need to see how to use what they learn. So when our graduates look back, they'll see it all starts at Austin Peay.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Hello, I'm Joe Stevenson. Here's this week's look at sports here at Austin Peay and around the region. Your Governor's football team defeated the Central Arkansas Bears 41-38 on Saturday in a thriller here in Clarksville. Quarterback Chris Parson had a heroic day for the Govs. He threw for 301 yards and 2 touchdowns. Parson also ran it in for 2 additional touchdowns, including the game-winning score in the 4th quarter. With this win, your Austin Peay Governors improved to a 6-4 record with a 4-3 record against UAC opposition. Be sure to support your Austin Peay football team tomorrow as they play Samford tomorrow at Forterra Stadium, 1 p.m. in the afternoon. APSU's men's basketball team had a road trip out west this last weekend. The Governors had a strong 74-54 win over the Air Force Academy Falcons in Colorado Springs on Saturday. Tate McCubbin led the Govs with 19 points. The men basketball Governors' trip to Laramie, though, did not pan out as well. APSU lost to the Wyoming Cowboys by a score of 79-65. But Zyree Collins led APSU with 19 points in the losing effort. Your Governor's men's basketball team currently sits at a 2-1 record on the season, and they have road games against UNC Greensboro and Ole Miss in the coming days, so keep an eye out for that. APSU women's basketball opened their season with a big test at F&M Bank Arena against the nationally ranked Vanderbilt Commodores on Wednesday. The Lady Governors lost to number 19 Vandy by a score of 75-65 in a solid effort against an SEC opponent. Kyra Perkins led Austin Peay Lady Govs with 16 points off the bench, and the Govs had 4 scorers in double figures. Austin Peay women's basketball now sits at a 1-1 record. The team will host the Indiana State Sycamores here in Clarksville on Sunday. So come on out and cheer for the Austin Peay women's basketball team. We had a real nail-biter for the Austin Peay volleyball team against North Alabama on Saturday. The North Alabama Lions escaped with a 3-2 victory. On Tuesday, the Lipscomb Bisons in Nashville swept the Governors by a score of 3-0. They will now wrap up the regular season with a trip to West Georgia on Saturday. Now let's take a look at high school football. We are in the thick of the postseason, ladies and gentlemen, and only one team from Montgomery County is still standing. The Kirkwood Cobras are still alive in the hunt for a playoff title. They have another playoff game against the undefeated Page Patriots in Franklin tonight. Good luck to the Cobras. Congratulations to all the teams here in Clarksville and Montgomery County on having good seasons. That's all for the Governor's Sports Report. I'm Joe Stevenson. We'll be back with more news after these messages.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
Everyday life is full of stories that inspire, entertain, and connect us. Let's take a closer look at the people, trends, and moments that bring color to our world. A World War II veteran is proving it's never too late to try something new, even at 101 years old. Irving Locker served at Utah Beach on Independence Day and just became a published songwriter. He co-wrote his song, If Freedom Was Free, with Texas artist Bart Crow and Nashville duo Johnny and Heidi Bulford. The lyrics express the message he's been sharing for decades, that freedom isn't free, and it's something each generation should appreciate. Locker says the chance to write a song was an unbelievable thrill, and he's grateful to still be dancing through life with his wife of 77 years. For the first time ever, the median age of a first-time home buyer is 40 years old. The National Association of Realtors says that back in the 1980s, the first-time homeowners were in their late 20s. This week, President Donald Trump floated the idea of a 50-year mortgage. And while it's just an idea, it's putting a spotlight on the housing affordability crisis. In Wednesday's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan looks at the rising home prices and the various programs offered to help first-time homeowners afford a home.
Austin Peay State University is expanding its commitment to student well-being with the construction of a new SOS food pantry building on campus. Thanks to the Milan Foundation, the new pantry will significantly increase the university's ability to serve students. President Mike Licari says the pantry has become, quote, a lifeline, end quote. What began in a small closet now supports 220 students every month, along with more than 300 of their family members. The upgraded facility will expand capacity to 6,500 food items a month, increase shelf-stable storage, double fresh food distribution, and even grow greens year-round using additional hydroponic towers. For National Kindness Day, a fast food chain is helping Wilson County students feel a little more seen and supported. WSMV4 reports that Whataburger has partnered with Wilson County Schools to install new buddy benches at 6 campuses. The benches are designed to create a safe, non-judgmental space for students who may be struggling emotionally or need someone to talk to. School officials say the goal is to reduce the stigma around mental health and encourage students to ask for help before a problem grows. When a student sits on the bench, a counselor or school resource officer is alerted and can step in to provide support, comfort, or resources.
Skygazers got a stunning surprise overnight as the northern lights lit up the sky in a trippy burst of color. Plus, cold temperatures turn nature into artwork, and scientists just revealed new species of bees. Jeremy Roth has more in today's Take a Look at This.
Skygazers across the U.S. were treated to a vibrant atmospheric light show as colorful aurora borealis displays were visible as far south as Texas, Georgia, and even Florida. Images were shared from many states treated to the stunning northern lights, which experts say were a direct result of powerful bursts of energy from the sun called coronal mass ejections, disturbing energized particles in the Earth's atmosphere and painting the night skies with trippy colors. Few states were left out of the show as vivid images were shared from Virginia, Indiana, Alabama, Colorado, Minnesota. I mean, you name the place, there's a good chance they had a show in space. Back down on the ground, a pretty polar picture was painted, so to speak, as freezing temperatures in parts of the southern and eastern U.S. created a frigid phenomenon called frost flowers. Images shared from Kentucky and Arkansas show frozen plants turned into crazy crystallized ice sculptures. According to the National Weather Service, frost flowers form when thin layers of ice emerge out of the slits of white or yellow wingstem plants. Finally, from a thing of beauty to a bee from hell. Okay, not literally, but this new bee species has been named Lucifer thanks to the discovery of tiny devil-like horns on the females' heads. The species Megachile lucifer was originally discovered in Australia in 2019, but a newly published study revealed the head horns are specific to the female sex. And while Lucifer is a devilishly clever name, I feel like Beelzebub was a real missed opportunity. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
So, what are your guys' weekend plans?
I mean, I'm definitely excited for that football game tomorrow. How about you, Joe?
Well, you know, my confession is I haven't actually gone to an APSU football game so far this year.
Oh, yeah, you're missing.
But tomorrow, it's the season finale, and like I said earlier in the broadcast, everyone's got to come out and support Austin Peay. It's a home game. We got a great chance to win and finish this senior day. You know, it's the last game for a lot of these people in front of the home crowd. It's going to be a good game tomorrow, 1 in the afternoon.
What about you, Alexis? What are you going to do this weekend?
So actually, my mom's going to come visit for a while, and we're probably going to watch some movies and play games.
That'll be fun.
Awesome.
What about you, Jazmin?
Well, I'm also going to be spending some quality time with family, and my aunt is flying in from Florida, so we're going to be spending some time this weekend, and hopefully she can meet my 2 kittens at home. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, that'll be fun. I'm sure you're popular in the family right now with the kittens. I'm sure they get a lot of attention
Very much
around
so.
them.
Now all the kids want to come visit Auntie Jazz. I love that.
It's nice to have like a couple of felines at home, you know, just moseying around.
Me personally, I'm a dog person, but you know, cats are cool too, you know. I want me like a nice big black lab.
That's fair.
Yeah. Are you a dog person or a cat person?
Oh, yeah, you know, we have a cat at home, and it has 3 legs and half a tail. And the cat doesn't particularly like me. It's a one-person cat. It likes my mother, not me.
I'll have to ask you later about how they lost that tail.
We don't talk about that.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure to follow us on Facebook at APSU TV Clarksville and Instagram at APSU_TV. Thank you for watching your APSU TV news update. We'll be back next time, and as always, let's go Peay!